Okay, today we're talking about how to install a new belt drive garage door opener. Specifically, this is a Chamberlain powered by MyQ smart garage door opener with a battery backup. Woo! It comes with the wall push button, the safety sensors, and two remote controls that are already pre-programmed for this opener. You can also access this opener from your smartphone. Has a 6-year motor and 5-year belt warranty. And again, it's half horsepower. Just a quick disclaimer, this video is not a paid promotion for Chamberlain. So let's unbox it and see what's inside the box. Removing the staples from the box. Be careful around those metal staples, they're sharp. I apologize for the odd lighting. This is in my work van and it was a sunny day. So the instructions. Owner's manual. So there's the opener itself. There's a new belt. The red pull cord, the mounting hardware. Those are the mounting brackets for the safety sensors. There's a push button for the wall. We're going to reuse the old push button for this installation. And there's a cover that covers a drive gear on top of the opener. And your new trolley. One of the mounting brackets. Those are the mounting brackets that mount to the wooden header in the center above the garage door opening. And there's your battery backup. Again, it's Wi-Fi compatible. You can see inside there, there's the safety sensors and the wiring. There's a remote, one of the remotes. That's your metal square tubing that you'll snap together, and that's what the trolley rides on. That's it. So I'm going to pull down on that red rope, which detaches the trolley with the door closed. We'll go about removing this old opener. So start by unplugging it. Remove the light bulbs from the lights just to be safe. And that light cover. It's a good idea to mark your wires so you know which wires are for the wall button and which wires are for your safety sensors. Try to keep them separated in that regard. Now we got to disconnect the arm from the trolley. So we're effectively disconnecting the opener from the door right here. There's a clevis pin, a little round ring that holds it to the trolley, that arm. Yeah, that's how it was attached, that clevis pin and that ring. So you want to unbolt the opener from the angle iron mounting struts in the ceiling first, and then pivot the opener down, rest it on your ladder, and bring it all the way down to the ground, and then undo it on the front end where it bolts to the header above the garage door. There's 2 bolts, one on each side. And we're going to reuse the angle iron mounting struts that are in the roof, the ceiling, because they're solid and secure, nothing wrong with them. And they'll match up exactly with the new opener mounting holes as well. And it's not too heavy, one person can safely do it. And just gently lower it to the ground. There you go. Then move your ladder. And there's another clevis pin and a round ring that you'll remove to detach it from the mounting bracket. Now, ideally, that mounting bracket should be mounted directly to the wood. You can see they have this mounted to the drywall, even though there's wood behind the drywall and the lag bolts are going into the wood. It's still not the best idea having the drywall sandwiched between the metal bracket and the wood, because if that drywall gets compressed or soft or crumbles, you can end up with a loose mounting bracket, possibly. There's the old unit detached.
Wow.
So here's a new opener. We'll start the assembly process. And these pieces of square tubing they have male and female ends. They just push together, and there's little tabs that lock into some square holes. You'll note that piece on the far right has a long rectangular opening. That one goes all the way to the front for the pulley, because you're going to mount the pulley in there. And the pulley is what the belt will go around. Yeah. Excuse me. So I'm just double checking the instructions. So yeah, I'm going to have that one up at the very front. And then again, they just push together, quick and easy. And then there's a little mounting bracket that you push into the back of it. And then that mounting bracket will bolt to the top of the opener with the 2 bolts that you see there, those black bolts. And the instructions have good detailed drawings for you to reference. So we'll slide the trolley on. I put the Phillips head screwdriver through the hole just to keep the trolley from sliding around. So slide the trolley on. There we go. I'm just double checking the instructions. and it's easier if it's level, so that's why I'm hoisting it up on top of the old opener. I get my wrench. So now we're actually bolting it to the opener now with those 2 bolts.
Woo!
You don't want to use an impact gun or power tools on this because you can easily strip the hardware. So just use a wrench or a ratchet. Just trying to clean up a little bit. So there's our hardware package. And that bolt right there I'm putting in is a stop that protects the light and the opener, quite frankly, from the trolley hitting it. Keeps the trolley from hitting it. As you see there, there's a new pulley. There's a new belt. I did speed up the video playback speed on this just to not waste your time and to shorten the overall runtime of this video. So again, I'm following the directions how to route the new belt. Just making sure I got it correct. There's a nut and bolt that you use to mount that pulley, and there's a little dab of grease in there. Make sure you leave the grease in there. That helps the pulley spin smoothly and freely. And when you route the new belt, you want to make sure it does not get twisted. And that the smooth side of the belt obviously needs to be facing out. And all the little ribs need to be facing in so they can contact the notches in the drive gear. So the pulley's installed. We'll go ahead and route the belt. Mine got a little bit tangled up, but it's easy to untangle. You attach one end of the belt to that trolley, then you pull it around, take up some of the slack, and then wrap it around that drive gear. And then there is a master link, like on a bicycle chain, that you'll use to attach the other end of the belt to that spring nut and threaded rod. There's a threaded rod, goes through that hole on the trolley. And that spring nut is also how you'll adjust the tension on the belt. So if you notice your belt is too loose, you can take up some of that slack at that spring nut, just FYI.
Woo!
So there, it's attached. Just taking up the slack, making sure it's not twisted. And we'll put the threaded rod through the hole on the trolley. And then the spring nut gets screwed on. When you first go to tighten the spring nut, you have to Put a flathead screwdriver in one of the slots on the front end of the spring nut to release the spring itself, as you see here. So that's what I was doing. And now I'll put the cover over that drive gear, and there's 3 tiny little screws. Now the old mounting bracket was too wide, so I had to install the new mounting bracket, but I needed to mark the holes, and you want to pre-drill some small pilot holes before you drive your lag bolts into the wood. That way you don't worry about splitting the wood. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm drilling out my holes, installing the new mounting bracket into the wood header above the garage door. Just make sure it's level and lined up properly. And so now we can drag the new opener over to that mounting bracket and connect it with a clevis pin. And again, it's not very heavy. Put the clevis pin through, and then put that round ring through the clevis pin, the hole in the clevis pin. And then you move your ladder back over, and you'll gently set the new opener on top of your ladder. And then climb up with your 2 mounting bolts and mounting nuts and your wrenches, and bolt the opener to those angle iron struts in the ceiling. I apologize for the poor camera angle. I should have moved the camera over to one side a little bit. There's a little bit better view for you. You can see, just lift it up and line up the holes, put the bolts through, tighten the nuts and bolts down. Pretty easy. We're going to reuse, obviously, the torsion springs. They're still in good condition. The door itself, the track, the wheels, the hinges, everything else is in good condition. And just FYI, if you ever have to replace your torsion springs up there on your garage door opener, you want to replace them as a pair. So if you only have one that breaks, you still always want to replace both torsion springs at the same time. So now we'll install the red safety cord to the trolley. Just simply tie a knot. So now we'll actually go ahead and reattach the arm that attaches the garage door to the trolley. And they give you hardware for that, a clevis pin, a ring. And pretty simple. I was able to reuse the old arm. It was exact same dimensions as the new one. So now we'll install the backup battery. There's a little cover plate you have to take off with one screw. And it's got a red and black wire. You match up red to red, black to black for positive, negative. And then slide the battery in the slot. And reattach the little cover plate. So in the event of a power outage, your opener will still work for a little while. That's a nice feature. And then we'll plug it into power. We got power. We'll wrap the cord out of the way. And then we'll reattach our push button wires and our safety sensor wires. And then it has a programming procedure that you follow to program the limit stops for how far the door should go down and how far the door should go up. That's what I'm doing here. Again, I apologize for the angle of the camera, but you get the idea. It looks good. So we also need to make sure we install the safety stickers, safety decals, the white one on the wall, yellow one on the door itself. You can see this door already has a yellow safety decal right there. So we're good, we're compliant. And we'll check our safety sensors. That one's green, solid green. Everything looks good. That one is a solid amber. If they're flickering or blinking, that means something's wrong or they're not aligned properly. And that's it. I hope this information helped. Please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment for future video topics you would like me to cover. Thanks for watching.